Hi there, this is Juan Carlos Gonzalez, Microsoft 365 MVP. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to Microsoft 365 Archive. This is a feature that is included in SharePoint Premium, and the idea is that it's going to allow you to easily archive SharePoint sites you have in your tenancy. First of all, in order to start using Microsoft 365 Archive that is generally available, you need to enable the service. And to enable the service, you need to configure pay-as-you-go features for SharePoint Syntex, aka SharePoint Premium. Let's take a look. So here I am in one of my tenancies, and first thing I had to do is just to click on Setup. And among the setup options I have in here, I had to look for the file and content area. Here you have a specific area where you can configure how to use Content AI with Microsoft Syntex. First thing is to enable pay-as-you-go for Microsoft Syntex or SharePoint Premium. I have already done that, so I'm not going to show you this. And then once you have properly set up pay-as-you-go for Microsoft Syntex, you have to go to Manage Microsoft Syntex, click on Archive, and then just turn on the feature. In this case, Microsoft 365 Archive is already on in this tenancy, so I don't need to do that. And I always have the possibility to click on Learn More about Microsoft 365 Archive, see what's possible, and so on. So the next thing is to start using Microsoft 365 Archive. For the moment, this is a feature only available for archiving SharePoint sites. Full SharePoint sites. That means that you don't have the possibility to do granular archive. By granular archive, I mean to, for instance, make the archive of a specific document library within a site, or a folder, or a document, or a list item. So let's open the SharePoint Admin Center. As you can see here, I have already filtered specific SharePoint sites in the tenancy that I'm using for demo purposes. And in this case, I'm going to archive this site. For doing that, what I had to do, indeed, I'm going to do this with one of the site I restored from a backup. So I'm going to select the site, and as soon as I do that, if I click on the three dots, I have this archive option here. So I'm going to press archive, then I can see this panel where I have the possibility to start the archiving of this site. So here you have some information about the site. The amount of content that is going to be archived is just 100 megs, and you can click on archive. To do that, you press archive button, and what is going to happen is that immediately the site is going to disappear from the active sites list. So you are reducing costs because the site is going to be archived to a cold storage layer in your tenancy. Here you have some information. Once you archive a site, it's possible to reactivate the site. Within the 7 days after you did the archive operation, this is free of cost. That's very important. And after that amount of days, you are going to be charged by reactivation. This is important because Microsoft 365 Archive is built in pay-as-you-go mode, but you have two metrics to take into account on how you are going to be billed. First of all, the amount of content archived, and then the number of restorations you do. So obviously, it's really important you carefully plan what sites do you want to archive. Also, for the same, how many restorations you need to do. The more you need to do, the less suitable are going to be those sites for archiving because the cost is going to increase. That's really important. So I'm going to click on close, and I'm going to click on archive sites. And as you can see here, my site is already archived here. I can see the information that is in there, some additional information. Of course, I can always click on the site and I can have some additional information. You may be wondering, okay, what happens if a user tries to access this specific archive site? Well, the user is going to have this SharePoint error page, and this page can be customized only to add a button using PowerShell just to redirect the user in order to request a reactivation of the site. Sorry for the Spanish, by the way. So let's take a look at the documentation. That is really important. For doing that, I'm going to look for Microsoft 365 Archive. You are going to have two main results. One is related to adoption.microsoft.com and Microsoft 365 Archive. And then the second important link is an overview of Microsoft 365 Archive in Microsoft Learn. In here, you are going to see different pages of really useful information about how to do the setup of Microsoft 365 Archive. Really important, you need to be Microsoft 365 Global Admin in order to do the setup. And particularly important to me is the pricing model. Pricing model, as you can see here, you have basically charges related to storage consumption and also site reactivation, where you are going to be charged at a per gig rate. In order to see official prices, I recommend you to go to the adoption site. You will see in there what the prices are. And here you can see some information about cost savings you are going to have using Microsoft 365 Archive. This is really interesting. It's important you archive sites that you think are not going to be reactivated more than twice a year. If this is going to happen, then you are going to take advantage of the cost savings using Microsoft 365 Archive. Also very interesting is the different archive steps, because you have additional information. If the archive state is recently archived, that means that you can reactivate the site at no cost. Archive means that the site is archived, so that means that if you're going to reactivate the site, you are going to be charged, and then reactivating is the other archive state. Also, how compliance work. Obviously, on archive sites, different compliance features that are defined in your Microsoft 365 tenancy are going to work, such as data lifecycle management and record management, e-discovery, or bring your own key, and of course permissions and access policies. End user experience, that's what I was mentioning before. You can do a little bit of customization in the page the end user is going to see when trying to access an archive site. You can add a button by executing this PowerShell commandlet set SPO tenant and then archive redirect URL, so you can redirect the user actually to a specific ticketing system you have in place, so they can use that ticketing system to request a reactivation on the site. Let's go back to the SharePoint Admin Center. If you want to reactivate the site, you can click on Reactivate. You are going to see this panel, and the site is immediately reactivated, and of course is going to be available in your active sites list. And that's all what I wanted to tell you about Microsoft 365 Archive, part of SharePoint Premium or Microsoft Syntex. I hope you have found this video useful. I really encourage you to start trying Microsoft 365 Archive. The only thing you need to have is Azure subscription configured in the pay-as-you-go section of Microsoft Syntex in the tenancy, and then you can start using this feature and see how it works. It is suitable to your organization and so on. Microsoft 365 Archive is generally available, so you can start using it just now. Again, thanks for watching, thanks for being there, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.